Oh, hey there. Didn't see ya. Just having a gander at my old book of Lego comparisons, of course. Everybody's got one, don't they? Speaking of, would you like to hear a tale of one of mine? Of course you would. You're here, aren't you? Let's take a look at something a little modern today. CaDa's RX-7, designed by Artemy Zotov, magnificent designer. And of course, Lego's McLaren P1, both released 2024, relevant, both in 1/8 scale, at varying price points. Let's have a gander at them. Compare, contrast. Chances are, if you're looking at these two sets, first thing you're going to think of is value. What kind of money am I spending? Where is it going? What am I getting? Well, simple answer is CaDa is a hell of a lot cheaper than the Lego model. But that doesn't say everything. Experience and build aside, we know that Lego holds its value. If I went and sold my McLaren P1, not gonna do it. Right now, I could recoup a lot of the value that I spent. And if I wait till it retires, I probably get it all back. No problem. CaDa? Maybe not, probably not the case. Let's be real. Probably not the case. So on that front, I'd probably actually call these equal. Yes, the CaDa's a lot cheaper, but the Lego set is not going to depreciate like a piano falling off a cliff. So there's that. And what you are likely to encounter next will be the experience. Ooh, you gotta love the experience. This is premium money. You want a good experience. You want to be wined and dined through this. So, the CaDa set, it's okay. It's not bad. It's got a nice box. The interior box is kind of cool. It's got the rotary print over it. That's nice. The instructions, they got a bit of extra info about the designer, but not a lot. Whereas the McLaren P1, hot damn almighty, strap in. The box is gorgeous, 101. None of this black box bullshit that you come to expect on 18 plus Lego sets. No. And when you get it open, you've got beautiful interior boxes all set up. Everything's nicely embossed. Ooh, it's so nice. You get into the instructions, and there are dozens and dozens and dozens of pages of bonus info. At least a couple dozen. You got a decent amount. Beyond that, there's a podcast to accompany the build. You've got a unique serial number on your set. You look it up. Guess what? You can have some wallpapers. That's cool. That's the extra mile. That is a nice dining experience. Easy win for the P1. No question. So once you've done opening the box, you've paid your hundreds of dollars willingly or begrudgingly. Next, you're going to actually build the thing. Now, let me tell you, these are two very different beasts. Let's start again with the CaDa set. This was a pretty wild build. I was not expecting such a thing. It is insanely strong. Everything is built in like modules. The main chassis, you build the front, you build the back separately, and they are like, that thing is a brick shithouse for real. It's unbelievably strong. And also the build is a lot more interesting than it looks. You got a lot of subtle angles going on. It's pretty boxy at first glance, but when you look at how perfectly the front is shaped and the rear as well, and the inlays on the door, it's really nice. And the cherry on top here has got to be the engine. CaDa and the designer managed to pack an actual Lego rotary engine into this car. That is insane. When I got this set, I thought to myself, I was like, okay, this looks pretty cool, but there's no way they're gonna have the rotary engine. Like it's too weird. You're not gonna be able to do it. And they did it, and it is friggin' sick, let me tell you. Flipping over to the P1, the build, it's good. You can't get around that. It's a 1/8 supercar. It is good stuff. But if you have built any of the others, it's kind of more of the same. The engine is like, it's Lego standard Technic engine, nothing fancy. The gearbox, the first time you build the sequential gearbox, you're like, oh my God, this is insane. But then you build it for the fourth time and you're like, yeah, okay. Yeah, I guess we're here again. And overall, it's just nothing really revolutionary. So in that regard, I got to give it to the CaDA, if only for the rotary engine. That thing is unbelievably good. All right, where are we at here? Okay, so you've paid for your set. You've got the experience. You've built it. Now what are you looking at? Maybe some functions. Yeah, paid a lot of money. Expect some functions. I would. Certainly would. This is a tricky one because they're very different. The P1 is excellent. Everything it does really well. And I know I griped on about the gearbox a little bit in the last section, but being that this has a 7-speed gearbox, if I'm not mistaken, that's a bit uniquely challenging, being an even number of speeds. I think that would make it tricky for some reason. Yeah, probably for some reason. It might make it difficult. When I'm building it, I'm just like throwing all these gears together and I'm like, right on, this is good. And then at the end, it's like, that worked. Okay. Like I said, the V8 engine, kind of boring. The butterfly doors though, those are great. Love those. And you can raise the rear wing in the back. That's nice. I like that. That's cool. The RX-7, quite a lot different. On the surface, a lot less. You look and it's like the doors open like normal cars because it's a normal car. Hood opens like normal. Trunk opens like normal. Everything's normal. It does have a gearbox, a 4-speed sequential, which is pretty cool. It's not 7-speed though. But then this is also fully remote control. If you like that sort of thing. I don't. I do not like remote control sets at all. But it does also give you LEDs included, which I think is really cool. It's cool to have the headlights and taillights. I like that a lot. I could just take that, honestly. And while the doors are boring, since it is RC, they do lock, which I think is pretty cool. So they don't rattle around, makes them more sturdy. Again, it's nice and solid, and I like that. So for that reason, I think I'd rate these pretty equally. You know, the McLaren's kind of like really shouty at first glance, but when you get under the skin, it's kind of just more of the same. Whereas the CaDA, it's kind of boring at first glance, but you get under the skin and it's a little more interesting. So they're about the same. All right, so heading into it, we've got a bit of a problem. If you will notice, in 2 out of the 4 sections, they were equal, and in the other ones, they were split. So we are equal, and that won't do, because I can't sit here and tell you that they're exactly equal, because they're definitely not. So let's go into the final thoughts / potpourri category. So the CaDA set, it looks amazing compared to the source material, but the source material's not that exciting to look at, whereas the P1, it's only okay to the source material, but the source material is very exciting to look at. So that's a bit of a tricky comparison. The Lego set is expensive, holds its value. CaDA set, cheap, doesn't necessarily hold its value. I say cheap, relatively. It's not cheap. I'm not rich, come on. The McLaren has an amazing box and experience. The CaDA has an amazing build, but I'm gonna edge out the McLaren. The CaDA is going to probably take the win for me for one simple thing, the black pin conundrum. And if you are a Technic fan, you already know where I'm going with this. And if you're not, let me quickly educate you. So Lego has this thing where they like to make their builds as easy as possible, which is great, good for children. This is an 18+ set. It is not for children. I am not a child. I don't need bright blue pins to see where they go on the build. I can figure it out. I'm an adult with a job and I know what I'm doing. I am not a window licker. CaDA gives you the set with black pins because it looks nice. And guess what? I had no issues building it. And guess what? It does look nice. The McLaren has blue pins that stick out and it doesn't look so nice. And in the back, it's got some off-colored yellow pins to hold the engine cover down. Like, why did you need to do that? You could have easily made them in bright light orange. It would have been no issue. And that's just a little thing. But it's a little thing on the most premium Lego set. And that kind of rubs me the wrong way. So for that, I'm going to give the edge to the CaDA RX-7 as my top 1/8 scale pick for the year. And that'll put another chapter in my book of Lego comparisons. stop by to see more. We will be doing more of these comparisons in the future. If there is a positive reception to this, if not, it may fade into obscurity. But thank you for watching. Let me know what you think down below. Appreciate you stopping by. Hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care.